Not only am I a redneck, I'm married into rednecks. I'm married into world-class rednecks. My wife and her entire family are from the great state of Louisiana. So don't guess we have anybody from Louisiana here, right? Really? Seriously? Are you kidding? What do you think about this electricity? This is not me. Different colors and everything. I really didn't expect somebody from Louisiana. What part of Louisiana? Alexandria. Yeah, my wife is from New Orleans, and I kid Louisiana, but you'll back me up. Greatest food on the planet Earth, as long as you don't ask too many questions. Because as long as there's a ditch on the side of the road, nobody is going hungry in Louisiana. And you'll back me up on this, because my wife's from New Orleans, as I said, but she's got all these cousins from Thibodeau and Bunkie, all those Cajun places. You've seen swamp people? That's my wife's relatives. 27 of them came to our house last Thanksgiving. I didn't understand a word they said all weekend. The kids were like, hey, Mr. Jim, you think I'll be all right to go on down the outside of the house, this here, go in the back drawer, get a robe? You think I'll be all right with you that, huh? Okay. An hour later, my wife's like, did you tell them they could jump off the garage roof? I might have. I have no idea what they're saying. But boy, they brought some great food with you. I'd be sitting there at the table going, man, this is delicious. What is it? They were like, you don't want to know. You put your little more hot sauce on and keep chewing there, city boy. I'm like, come on, give me a clue. Does it swim? Does it fly? Maybe it do and maybe it don't. You just keep eating. I saw him hit boiling pots with a wooden spoon going, get back in there right now. And my wife has all these cousins up in the northern part of the state, up around Shreveport. Several years ago, they had this pretty bad flooding there. And so we were watching it on the news. You know, we were concerned. And I said to my wife, I said, you wait, before the story's over, CNN will go find the biggest idiot they can locate. I said, they're going to show somebody walking chest deep in water right through the middle of town. And they did. And it was my wife's cousin, Danny. But not only was Danny walking chest deep in water, he was holding an umbrella. I'm looking at my wife going, that has got to make you proud right there. That's your bloodline on national television. I gave her so much grief about that until it occurred to me this woman and I had children together. And Lord, knowing what I know about my family and knowing what I know about hers, it made me worry about our offspring. Because you mix stagnant pond water with raw sewage, you ain't getting Evian.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to maybe tell you a little bit about my life real quickly. I am the proud father of two little girls. Their ages are 7 and 9. I live next door to my brother. He has 3 children. They are all girls. Their ages are 5, 7, and 9. My mother has 9 grandchildren. They are all girls. The oldest one is 11 years old. I live in the estrogen ocean, in the middle of the naked Barbie Woodstock. Naked Barbies as far as the eye can see. There's days I have fantasies about being G.I. Joe on a 3-day pass, you know. Hello, ladies. Guess who just got paid? But I tell you something else. I've learned a lot about girls. And one of the things I've learned is girls can sometimes be a little bit more emotional than boys. Y'all, I spend half my life trying to figure out what people are crying about. I'm like, honey, calm down, and just tell me what happened. Well, I came in and I was going to go upstairs and play with them, but then they locked the door and they called me a stupid head and they said I couldn't be in their club and I was looking for you and I was calling you and calling you. I'm like, honey, calm down. You're going to scare the children. Now just tell me what happened. Because men have no idea what to do with a crying girl. And it doesn't matter if she's 5 or 25 or 75. See, men have no idea because we've been taught all our lives not to cry. That's why when we grow up, we can be out cutting firewood with our buddies. We'll take that chainsaw, saw our leg off at the knee. We're like, I'm all right, I'm all right, I'm all right. Throw the leg in the cooler, hand me a beer, I'm all right. And I tell you something that I have learned from these kids. Kids today are so much smarter than we were growing up. My oldest daughter, on her 5th birthday, asked for and got a computer. 5 years old, gets a computer. She can use it right out of the box. A computer, 5 years old. Remember what we got when we turned 5? A little wooden paddle with a rubber band and the red ball on the end of it. That was a brain builder, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You'd hit it about 4 times, the rubber band would snap, the ball would fly across the room, break something, and you get a spanking with the paddle. No wonder we turned out this way. Oh, and nowadays you can't even spank your kids. No, got to give them a time out. My dad would take time out of his busy day to whip our butts, man. But truthfully, there are a ton of things that have changed for kids in just like a generation. I was doing a TV show not long ago, and they were asking, it was kind of more serious questions. And one of them, they said, what's your earliest recollection in life? And I thought about it, and I said, well, I remember being about 3 years old, and I'm standing on the front seat of the car with my dad, and every time he would turn the corner, I would make the sound of tires squealing. You know, like, my dad would go, quit squealing my tires. All of a sudden it dawned on me, what was I doing standing on the front seat of the car? See, back in those days, kids weren't too good to go through the windshield with the rest of the family. Lord, I can't back out of the driveway without my children being in car seats with shoulder straps and safety fits. Think back, I can vividly recall riding all the way to Florida, laying in the back window of the car. People behind us going, Harold, is that one of those bobbing dogs? No, that's a skinny kid with a big head. Boy, what a big head. My dad slammed on the brakes. You go bounce around the car like a pinball game. You end up face first in a full ashtray. Yeah, because that was back before secondhand smoke, too. Dead of winter, my parents had every window in the car rolled up there and the front seat smoking like it's a contest. Our car looked like the Cheech and Chong mobile. The only kid in kindergarten with a smoker's cough. Could I please have a crayon? Do you know, I remember as a child, my mother used to leave me, my brother, and my sister in the car while she ran into the grocery store real fast. If you did that to a poodle now, they would fry you on the 6 o'clock news. And I'll tell you something else. Now that I'm grown and have kids of my own, I understand why my mother didn't want to take 3 youngins in the grocery store. I would rather take a beating with a brick stick than take kids in the grocery store. Because as soon as those doors slide open, those kids start begging like homeless people at Christmas time. And somebody with little kids, what's the worst aisle of the grocery store? Try to get those kids down. Cereal. Cereal. You know why? Because little kids buy cereal the same way grown men buy lingerie. They will buy stuff they care nothing about just to get the prize that's inside. Everything's changed. Even their toys have changed. Like I noticed last Christmas, every toy my daughters get now, it's got little tags in it showing you somebody has inspected it to make sure there's no possible way a child could hurt themselves playing with that toy. I remember being 9 years old. My parents bought me a wood-burning kit. Hey, what could possibly go wrong with a toy like that? A sharp metal stick that heated up to 5,000 degrees. And I'll tell you something, our dogs and cats didn't have a little tag around their neck, but everybody in the neighborhood knew who they belonged to. Yeah, the Circle F brand, that's Foxworthy cat right there. What were they thinking? Some of the toys they gave us. lawn darts. 12-pound darts. You could kill an elk with a lawn dart. And there were no directions to them. They just came in a box of 8. We used to pull them out of the box, throw them straight up in the air. You catch one of those with your head, you're getting coloring books for Christmas the rest of your life. I got latches on cabinets to keep my daughters out of the dishwashing detergent. My parents gave my brother and I a chemistry set. Mom, Joey put ammonium sulfate in my eye. Tell him I said stop. You boys go play with the wood-burning kid. Better yet, go outside, get on the mini bikes and shoot the BB guns. And listen, don't take candy from strangers unless they offer you a ride. You guys have been great. Thank you so very much.
More Jeff Fox.